And I'm not being dramatic when I say this. You can ask any fan. If that were to happen to you, when you get a 15-yard penalty because of literally a call that didn't exist, it should have been 15 yards in your favor. This is a game of inches, and when you have calls like that, it puts the whole integrity of the game into question.
Here we go.
Giants 15, Dallas 20. And here we are, Giants fans. We're sitting here at the bottom of the division. 4 games into the year. We've already lost to 2 of our in-division rivals. I feel like I should be a lot more upset after this game. And I certainly was upset, actually, in the thick of it watching the game. After the dust has settled, I'm actually not as mad as I thought I would be, because when I'm watching this team, and if you guys watch my previous reactions to the losses of week 1, you'll see, like, I'm really mad. I'm really upset about it, and it always sucks losing week 1, but I'm more upset in the manner that we lost, where I feel like we're not even competitive. Like, I'm okay with losing. I've said this before. I'm okay with losing. I'm not okay with being non-competitive. So coming out of this Thursday night game on a short week against a division opponent, I feel like the Giants are really competitive this game, and I'm not trying to make excuses, because there's still areas of this team that there are some aspects of this team, and there are some players on this team that, although we rely on them heavily throughout the game, it doesn't seem like when it matters the most, they're able to come up in those clutch moments. And that's really what's separating mediocre teams from good teams, is when you have players that step up when it matters the most. And as well as I thought some of the passing schemes were, and some of the plays that Malik made and Wan'Dale made, there were moments in the game where we needed them to step up, and I feel like it was just too many drop passes. And I feel like Daniel Jones played more than good enough to win. And DJ's going to have his detractors, and he's going to have people that won't believe in him no matter what. And look, I get it, right? He's let us down too many times, but he played well enough tonight to win. He played well enough tonight to be able to compensate for a lack of a run game where we only ran 26 yards the entire game against a defense that has allowed the most rushing yards in the NFL. So the fact that this man didn't have a run game, he was being let down by his receivers at certain points of the game. He played well enough to win. And look, Daniel Jones, he needs to work on his deep ball. That's something that when he was a rookie, his first few years in the league, was, if anything about him that you could say was positive, it was his deep ball. Now, is that something and is that something that has to do with his injuries, confidence? Is his something to do with maybe his neck? Who knows? But that's got to be addressed, because we can't limit ourselves by not being able to throw deep, and then defenses in the later half of the game can realize that, and all it takes for them is to just move everything in. So as well as Daniel Jones played, even though like I said, he played well enough to win tonight, that's got to be addressed. That's something that we have to work on. And let's talk about Brian Daboll's game plan for tonight. I feel like the passing game was close to excellent, right? I mean, I felt like he utilized the strengths of the players on the offense. He got some more bodies involved. We got to see our tight ends get in the mix. A lot of screens, a lot of dump offs to the running back, getting our guys open in space. But our running game was literally non-existent this entire game. We averaged 1.1 yards a carry against, like I said, a defense that's known for giving up the most rushing yards so far this season, and it doesn't look like they've put it together until we played them tonight. The Giants were a get-right game for the Cowboys. They were able to figure some things out. And I just don't understand why we kept running in between the tackles tonight. It was clear that we were having most of our success when we were running outside, we were running zone. And the officiating in this game was borderline investigation worthy. Like, sports betting is bigger than it's ever been before. People are betting a lot of money on these games, and you can't have these blatantly bad, like, not just like, oh, I'm a fan of this team and so this, I don't believe in this call. Like, no, like they call a penalty on one player when for committing a penalty, but it's the exact opposite.
Bellinger on Overshown talked about the zone read, getting him out on the edge, and yeah, you see the face mask. At least we saw one on Overshown there, but maybe on the other side you would have seen Bellinger.
And when the Giants are driving the ball down the field early in the game, and we get that BS call on Daniel Bellinger's face mask, but when you watch the replay, Daniel Bellinger is actually the one that's having his freaking face ripped around like a rag doll by the Cowboys defensive player. I think it was Overshown. That can't happen. And then you can't later on, like, or throughout the game, you can't be talking up your new digital playback assist BS, like everything is reviewed. That's bullshit. That is absolute fucking bullshit. You can't have calls like this in an NFL game. This is why more people are starting to watch college football, because the officiating in the NFL is an absolute joke. Calls like that can alter entire games. And I'm not being dramatic when I say this. You can ask any fan. If that were to happen to you, when you get a 15-yard penalty because of literally a call that didn't exist, it should have been 15 yards in your favor. This is a game of inches, and when you have calls like that, it puts the whole integrity of the game into question for everybody. And I would be saying this too if this were in the inverse and that same thing happened to the Cowboys. You can't have this. We need fair games. There should be penalties and fines for these officiating crews that are making BS calls like this. It's unacceptable. Really, the no fun league. You're pissing on the integrity of the sport when you have calls like this. It's embarrassing. But despite having to overcome the phantom penalties and the officiating, the Giants were still only a 1-point game throughout. We're just a talented team that just might not be used to being put in those spots. Might not being used to having to play down to the wire like that. Did our defense play well enough to win? Yeah. But again, there's things that we need to get right. We can't allow, 60+ yard touchdown passes to CeeDee Lamb. We can't just leave Banks out there on an island by himself, one-on-one versus a receiver of Lamb's caliber. Our defensive line needs to be able to take advantage of going against two rookies, both on a rookie left tackle and a rookie center, when we supposedly have great edge rushers and the best nose tackle in the NFL. And I don't know why I'm seeing my defense huffing and puffing, and it's not even the end of the first quarter. Now, did our defense play well enough to win today? Absolutely. You held the Dallas Cowboy offense to 20 points. We should be able to score more than 20 points. It's complimentary football. I feel like even though our defense wasn't super flashy or get a crazy amount of sacks, they played with a game plan that was relatively solid. In my opinion. Yeah, I feel like if you hold the Dallas Cowboys to 20 points, you should be able to win that game. 20 points is well within our margins of success. And then when you have, players like Parsons that gets taken out of the game, in and out of the game, and you have players like Diggs getting taken in and out of the game, and then you're going up against backups and you're not able to take full advantage of that. This is probably the most accurate way I can describe this team. And I've seen other organizations go through this in the past, And I've seen the Giants go through this in the past. Sometimes you just have a team that just doesn't know how to win. And they're like, some people say that there's such thing as cursed franchises, where it's like no matter what they do, it just never seems to work out, or they're just never able to be that clutch in the moments that matter the most. I feel like the Giants have the talent on this roster. I feel like we have the right coaches in place. It's honestly now up to the players to go out there and make plays. And to be and to prepare to be in games late into the fourth quarter. And then once you learn how to be in games late into the fourth quarter, you're going to start to learn how to be a team that puts the game on ice even before the fourth quarter. Baby steps. Baby steps.
Baby steps? Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. One little step at a time, and I can do anything.
It sucks that we lost today. I get it. We're at the bottom of the NFC East. And Cowboys fans, congratulations on the win. You guys earned it. You guys played a cleaner game than we did. You guys made more plays than we did. But we'll have a rematch. And after watching this game, I think I am far more confident going up against Dallas in Dallas than I was before this game. I think, you know, we have a long week. We have some time to get healthy, get some guys back. Get guys like Drew Phillips and Adoree Jackson. We have time to work on the little things. This was a game that really proved to me that the Giants players believe in this coaching staff. They believe in Dable. Dable's putting these players in positions to make plays. Now, like I said, just these players are just going to have to start stepping up to the moment. And I think, like I said, having this long break before we go to Seattle, it's going to give us some time to get our heads right. It's going to give us some time. It's going to give us some time to work on ourselves. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day. All I want to see is progression. And the last two times that we played Dallas, they put up, 40 and 49 points on us. And we only scored the first game, we scored 0. We got blown out 40-0. And then second game, it was 49-18. So the fact that it's 20-15 this year means we're closing the gap. I can live with that. I can live if I see this team going in the right direction. But Giants fans, Cowboys fans, I appreciate you guys stopping in today and checking out the channel. If you wouldn't mind, go down below, hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and let me know what you guys thought of this game. If you guys are mad, if you're a Cowboys fan, I'd appreciate you telling me how much we suck. I'm sure the Giants already know that. But we're closing the gap. So, we're coming for you. And I'm really looking forward to this next matchup we got coming up. So, like I said, fellas, thank you so much for stopping in. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Now, I'm pissed. Royally pissed.